The doctor closed the time machine with a sigh. "Dear old HG," he murmured. "Such an optimist, such an enthusiast, especially for the ladies." The doctor smiled briefly, as if at some pleasant memory. But then he frowned, as the recent, well, subjectively recent, events at the Millennium celebrations in San Francisco flashed through his mind in a jumble of outrageous images. It had been a weird, fantastic adventure, full of improbable, illogical events. He scowled at the memory of the Master, treating his precious TARDIS as if it were his own. How had he got in the first place? Where had he acquired those mysterious morphotic powers he had made use of so freely? Useless to speculate, decided the doctor. He would probably never know the answers now. He looked round the vastness of the reconfigured TARDIS control room, with its redwood-panelled walls and complicated console. He had been so pleased with it once. Now it seemed to carry the lingering taint of the Master's presence. The doctor stood up abruptly, suddenly troubled. Better make one final check, just to make sure that none of the Master's malignant influence remained. Leaving the TARDIS control room, the doctor made his way to the cloister room. He paced slowly along the pillared walkways and crossed the stone flagged floor, entering the massive central structure that held the Eye of Harmony. He stood gazing down at the flat granite sculpture in the shape of a great closed eye. It wasn't the Eye of Harmony at all, of course, not really. Just a symbolic manifestation, an aspect of the great Eye of Harmony on Gallifrey. Created by Omega, stabilized by Rassilon, the eye held a trapped black hole. Its inexhaustible energy powered the whole of Gallifrey, including all the TARDISes with which the Time Lords voyaged through time and space. Even an antiquated Type 40 like this one was directly linked to it. The doctor studied the eye for a moment longer. It was closed, as it should be. Everything was in order. Except, in the stone corner of the closed eye, something gleamed like a tear. The doctor leaned forward to study it more closely. It was solid, like a tiny gleaming diamond. Surely it must irritate the eye, thought the doctor, like those gritty fragments children call sleep that they sometimes find in their eyes upon awakening. He leaned closer still. The little diamond started to blaze even more brightly. It glowed and burned and spun itself into a bolt of pure energy that lashed out and upwards and flashed into the doctor's eyes, searing across his brain. The doctor staggered back, his hands to his eyes, and crashed to the ground. As he fell, he heard a mocking voice. "Always one last trap, Doctor. All's ill that ends ill."